Welcome to the Lightworker Podcast. I am your host, Natalie Grant. I am a lightworker, a meditation facilitator, Reiki master, and a health and wellness enthusiast who thrives on helping people. Connection is my superpower, and I just love bringing people to a space where transformation can occur. Are you looking for information on being a lightworker? Are you a lightworker and just love collecting knowledge from other lightworkers? Then this space is made especially for you. I hope you enjoy today's episode.
Yeah. But to me, it goes beyond that. This feeling that I have goes beyond that. This is, when I've done past lives, there's always been a house in the woods. It comes up a lot in feelings. And this feeling that I have of being of the earth, I feel very strongly towards, I say island or, over that way.
Yeah.
So it's beyond physical family lines. So whether we're looking at past lives or what, which I am all open to, but
well, sometimes we have to track it in the physical.
Yes.
Even though it was a past life.
Yes.
There's actually more and more people that are going to the trouble of actually working out with, by going to the physical places, whether the visions that they're having actually correlate.
Line up. Absolutely.
And I love now, because we've got access to information, there's more and more people that are sharing their experience so that it's less strange, it's less weird, it's more of a normal thing to be doing to actually help each of us try and work out why we're having these visions, why we're having these memories from places and situations that we know we haven't actually had in this incarnation.
Yes.
And I mean, I've been doing past life regression for a really long time, facilitating people and also receiving myself. And those experiences feel real.
Yes.
When you're there,
absolutely,
you've had sessions,
yes,
and
absolutely.
you facilitate these sessions for people now. So
you can't question it either, because you have a knowing in your body that this is
happening or has happened, or however we want to kind of frame it. But it's almost, to me, what the truth is now is that it's happening simultaneously. It's actually happening right now.
Yes.
And it's almost like our consciousness is going and visiting that version of us in that reality, so that we can actually learn something, maybe a different perspective that we can't quite access without this knowledge. Once we have that knowledge, then our bodies have it as a felt experience. It becomes part of the hardwiring of our systems then. And once we know something, as you know, you can't unknow it.
That's it. And that's Reiki 1. I became so frustrated because once you become aware of something, you can ignore it. But then you have to admit to yourself that you're smacking your head against a brick wall.
Yeah. You keep ignoring
once you
something
become aware of something, you can either ignore it, but then you blame everything for everything, or you can actually, the strength in going, well, actually, I can take charge of it. Everything is a choice.
Yeah.
And that is so liberating, because now I can go, well, actually, I can choose. I can choose if I want to react to that, or if I want to clear it, take charge of it, and let it go.
Yeah, learn from it. And I know for me, I found a lot of relief in my own physical body from when something's happening in my experience, and your autopilot is to go into blame or go into doing an old program. And even though you can see that it's not helping you, somehow you can't get out of your own way to change it.
Yes.
When that was happening for me, the only thing that worked was to go and have a session.
Yes.
Go and do an emotional liberation or a past life retrieval or a Reiki session that combined all of the above.
Yes.
That then gave me the opportunity to see different perspectives and have the felt experience in my body, which then when I show up in my waking life, I would find that I wasn't running those patterns anymore. And it was such a weird feeling, because it was like a moment in time where everything slowed down and paused to really show me how I had changed. And because I had changed from going and lying on a massage table, my whole reality had changed because I'm not showing up anymore in that same frequency with that same story in my head. And so therefore the people around me would behave differently because my energy was different. And that's a very strange thing to experience. Yes. I know you've experienced that
absolutely.
as well.
Like, even when you're in groups of people and you can see everybody's at a different point in their journey. And you sit in a group and you see other people and you go, oh, I remember being there. That was really frustrating. And you can see yourself, but also you'll have an awareness. You'll go into a situation, you go, and it's almost like you just have a little memory of going back and going, this normally used to rile me up really badly. Now, I've had observations over the Christmas holidays where I went, this would normally, I would be mad. I would be fuming, and I'm just observing.
Yeah, well, because our family are the cause of our most severe triggers a lot of the time, because they're the first ones that we really need to work through.
Yes.
To kind of get a bit of momentum on this self-awareness or learning to really step into your own autonomy and making sure you're the one making the choices, not just running a family pattern or an old behaviour or, you know. So what was that like? Do you want to go there?
It was actually, I felt very proud of myself because there would be times where I'd be like, this previous, and it might have only been 6 months ago, I would have been coming home fuming, ranting to Rory that, oh, this frustrates me so much. And now I'm sitting here going, I actually feel quite neutral. And a new experience. And I go, actually, I'm just going to pat myself on the back because that is doing the work. All those times, but it is coming and showing up on the table, but it's also doing the work and reminding myself in the moment, day to day, of doing meditation because it helps to, I feel like I get a reset when I do meditation.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's like just sort of clear the day up and do that. And like going and walking on the grass in the morning, having my glass of water in the morning. When I'm feeling unbalanced, recognizing that I'm feeling unbalanced and going, okay, this is not for me right now. I'm going to make bad decisions or I'm going to take myself out of it. So realizing that I'm being triggered, can I do anything about it right now? No? Okay, so I'm going to become aware of it. We'll do something about it later, or I'm not going to make big decisions right now.
Yeah.
So when you're in family situations, it's huge.
It is. And
being able to sit and bite your tongue in family situations where normally I'd be in boots and all. Now I'm like, yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys. That kind of feeling of I can watch it all around me.
But you're not feeling that body trigger in your body anymore.
My body's not like dragging me into it.
Yeah, interesting.
And I feel so proud of myself to know that all this work that we've been doing, that I've been doing, has actually worked.
You have been doing.
Yes, I have.
It's all you.
I have been, absolutely, and that's what I said. You know, I had a Reiki session I facilitated, and I reminded her because she was, thanking me, and I said, well, you need to thank yourself. You made the appointment. You came and lay here. You opened up. I held the space for you, and you did it all. And that's just, be so unbelievably proud of yourself. I'm proud of you, but you don't need that. You be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Because that's one of the contradictions that happens as Reiki practitioners. Yes. And it's part of the journey that people go through.
Yes.
Is when you're learning, you do kind of get to a phase where you realize you're starting to get a bit of traction here and your life is starting to get better and starting to change and you are attributing that to either the self-healing or doing Reiki for other people.
Yeah.
And then the evidence is there that when you do Reiki for someone else, they get up off the table and tell you how wonderful they now feel. And it's one of the traps that a lot of practitioners get into at that phase where they have a lot of evidence that them hand flapping is leading to people feeling better.
Yes.
So then their brain tells them that because they're the ones that are hand flapping, they're fixing them.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it's a bit of a catch, because in truth, what you're refining when you're having the opportunity to hold space for people is your connection to the universal energy.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call that, God, creator, source, everyone's got a different word.
Yeah.
But the energy that you're actually channeling by being present puts your body into heart coherence.
Yes.
Which then you're not reading as a threat to the person on the table, so their body can then go into heart coherence and go into rest and digest, which is the body's self-healing mechanism.
Yeah.
And it actually takes time as a practitioner to really refine what that is, because we go into different phases of, you know, I can check someone's energy for a portal or a vortex, and I can help them release emotions, or I might get a download that I've got to hold your big toe because there's something going on in there. I don't really know what it is, but I'll just do it. And we are being guided throughout that session, so you can kind of have a bit of a blurry line experience and sort of blur the ethics a little bit.
Yes.
And you start noticing the mind saying to you, oh yes, I can fix you, come along and we can fix you, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we all as practitioners go through it. Like no one's immune.
No.
But hopefully we catch that quite quickly and recognize the language that we're using, because it's just our ego that becomes more visible that we weren't aware of before.
Yes.
And it's doing the practices and holding those spaces for people that it starts outing itself. Because I remember coming to you for a kinesiology session, right?
Yeah.
And I'd gone through that stage, because we've been learning and growing together now for 18 years.
Wow.
Because I met you through Mother's Group.
Yes.
When our babies were babies.
6 months.
No, well, yours was 6 months.
Jack was 6 months.
4
months?
So, Paigey wasn't quite that because Jack's a little bit older. But it's, you know, we've been kind of doing the hare and the tortoise thing.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. And like, I have admired your tenacity that you were curious. You became, you had it before you met us. And you became curious and you really went into it, whereas I wasn't in the space to chase that at that time.
Yeah.
And I know that I've gone through periods where I felt like not jealous because you do what you do, but it's like I want that drive that you had, that you saw that little bit of string and you're like, I'm just going to pull it and see what unravels. But I wasn't in the space to do that then.
Freaking unraveled a jumper.
Absolutely. You're working on a whole jumpsuit. But I also have to go, I couldn't do things sooner than that was.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it sooner than I did because I wasn't in the right place to.
No, but you're working on completely different stuff to what I'm working on.
But something that I'm sort of, the stages that women go through.
Yes.
This is something that it's only an inkling at the moment.
Okay.
But that coming into that crone.
Yeah.
Is that what we're at? Coming into.
I think that once you get to your 50s, you know, I'm about to get there.
Yeah, I
know you popped over the edge at the end of last year.
But, do you know, it's probably the most at home that I've felt in myself.
Me too.
And I think that is beautiful.
Well, we're old enough to know a few things, but we're young enough to still enjoy a bit of life. And
I also know I'm old enough that I'm going to continue to learn more things.
Yeah.
The growth there, the ability to learn, to change. I can still change my mind. And I can still learn things, and I can still...
Definitely.
I feel more at home in myself now than I have ever felt.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm arriving where I'm at because this is the right time for me to arrive. I couldn't have forced it because I've seen so many people will come and do Reiki 1 and then within a month or two they're doing Reiki 2 and then they're doing this and they're doing all the courses.
A lot of them stop at level 2 and think they know it all. And it's a shame because that's usually that ego phase.
Yes.
And for anyone that's a Reiki 2 practitioner out there, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that it's a very important part of the journey where you're really noticing, am I a channel or am I
Am I doing this?
Am I doing this? Am I trying to fix someone, or am I actually allowing this someone to have the experience they came to have? And it's a very different thing, because you get very different results when you're holding that energy.
Yes.
As opposed to trying to fix someone. You'll see that in conversation with people when you know you're trying to tell them what to do and they're all resistant, right? And as soon as you ask a better question and they answer their own problem through their own answer, their body relaxes.
Like, oh,
so the evidence is there that we don't like being told what to do.
No, absolutely
We
not.
really like trying to figure this stuff out ourselves.
And that's what it has been for me in Reiki.
100%.
I need to work it out for myself. But I also, for whatever reason, will trust that message that says, give Nat a call, find out what courses are going right now. And then usually it's the course that I need, or obviously it's the course that I need, but it's the next level of where I'm at. So it's and I still haven't done all of my Reiki Master Teacher training stuff, but I know that they will come as they will.
Yeah. So if anyone is looking to, receive a session, Becky is looking for some people that want to be her case studies. So get in touch.
Yes,
I'll have a little email. You can connect with her at the bottom of the show notes.
Absolutely.
What I wanted to just to reiterate with what you were talking about with your kinesiology training, because that was kind of what I observed in you, and I don't know if you
went off to the course.
Observed it, but that for me was your phase of really getting connected to your body.
Yes. And learning to listen to my body.
And you learning that helped me, whether you know it or not, really understand how important embodiment was.
Mm.
When did you learn kinesiology? When was that? Was that 2017?
I'm not good at dates.
18? It was somewhere around
there.
And that time, that was when I was really grappling with my ego. And I'd actually put my ego in a car seat and given it a lolly.
Right.
Because it was really, really annoying me.
Right. Okay.
And really messing in sessions and life with the kids and husband and all the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
So my solution
was you sit there,
just put it in a car seat, lock it in, because back then we got kids in car seats and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely.
So it seemed logical.
Mm.
And then I come along for a session with you, a kinesiology session, and shit you not, out of all her books, her pile of books is like, she's got a whole suitcase she brings over. She's pulled one sentence out of one book, and it was, make friends with your ego.
Oh, okay.
And I am pissing myself laughing because before she arrived, I'd put mine in the car seat. And it was like 10 seconds into the session and you've pulled, we need to do this out of this book, and you're muscle testing me and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it's telling me to reconnect with my ego.
But then
you can't make this stuff up, honestly.
You can't. But then I learned something from that as well, because it was coming up that you needed an oil, which I didn't have. Yeah. And you're like, but I'll just integrate the energy of it into me. And I was like, in my kinesiology head, where we need to have the things, Nat was just going to go, oh no, I'll
and then retest me. Here, hang on a sec.
Do the energy of it. And I was like,
I remember that session too.
Because it was a resistance from me to go, but you can't do that. I need the oil to do this. But in realizing that it is the energy and how important the energy is. And I often, I love my crystals, but I often get mocked or joked because they're just coloured rocks. And I go, well, it doesn't really matter what you think, because when I look at a particular crystal and I read the meaning behind it, obviously there's something there that I need to absorb, realise, let go of, work on, something I need to see or something I need to read. Yeah. So the crystal itself, for some, may be completely irrelevant. It's just in that moment I needed that colour or the message or whatever. Yeah. So
fascinating.
It's all how you interpret things, and Reiki, kinesiology, the cards,
all of it,
give you an opportunity to come at things from a different angle, which invariably answers so many questions and asks so many questions.
Well, I feel like I have learned as much from you as you feel like you've learned from me.
it's been 18 years worth.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. And we're still learning.
Oh, I think once we stop learning, we won't be here anymore.
Exactly.
That's how I've decided to continue, is to just be as present as I can and make sure that I'm
present. Yes.
Open to hearing many points of views and perspectives. And I mean, that's why I like doing this podcast. And I know I sprung it on you, and I appreciate you just saying yes.
I'm going to need a nap afterwards, but anyway.
You've been channeling now for an hour.
No, it's interesting. And I'm not the best student in that I don't always turn up to, I don't come to meditation every week. I don't go to every
use
course.
That language.
What's that? Anyway, I don't go to every course.
Do you have to be the best?
No, well, that's it. But I do know that I turn up when I'm supposed to.
Yes.
I believe that throughout my whole core, I believe that planets will align. It doesn't have to be a great, aha moment. It can be, meditation's on today. Everything's aligning. I'm going to go.
Are we going, universe?
Are we going?
Oh, we are today. Okay, great.
And I follow that.
Yes.
If nothing else I have learned, it's if I get a yes, then it will work and it will happen. And it's so interesting, and I love watching people, and I learn so much coming to meditation when I turn up.
Yeah.
But I also know that there'll be days where I don't need to go. So
it's different every time.
Exactly.
Because the group calls the group together. So it is definitely a fascinating experience.
Who you're sat next to, who you're going to have a chat with.
Yeah, and some days you'll have someone there that completely triggers you, and then other days where it's completely harmonious and fine, but you can see someone else is being triggered.
Yeah. And being able to observe.
Yes.
And to see everybody we're all on our different journeys, and one's not more enlightened than the other. It's just we're at a different place in our journey.
Different place in the journey, and need to be, because we are contributing to the collective.
Yes. But if we were all at the same place, who will we learning from?
Yeah.
So we all need to be at different places on our journey.
Yeah. It definitely feels like the point of being here is for the experience of feelings, emotions, and just whatever life you decide to align with. Sometimes, there are things outside of you that it's beyond your control, like earthquakes and how other people behave, etc. But then all of that is just, the invitation is asking us to work out, well, what is our preference here, and what would we need to do to make ourselves feel better?
Yes.
And
on another note, in that, with watching everything going on in the world, and I'm never quite sure what one person can contribute, and this is a conversation I have regularly with my husband.
Yeah.
In that, in all honesty, the only thing I can contribute is my energy.
Yep.
And I read this from Anita Moorjani.
Yes.
I read this on her thing yesterday or today, going, vibrationally, what we can contribute is just to sit and send love out.
Yes.
That ripple effect will have a far greater effect than me. I don't know what. I actually feel like and that sits so nicely with me. It feels right to me that, okay, I'm one person. In a space where I'm unsure what to do, I can actually sit and just fill myself up with love and then send it out. 100%.
But in order to do that, I see it like, okay, say we're talking about a person that triggers you versus a global situation that triggers you.
Yes.
To me, they're one and the same, because you're the common denominator. And if you're being triggered by what's going on, that is yours to work to come to peace about.
Absolutely.
So it might mean, okay, I really don't like how things are going out in the world at the moment, and I'm angry. Right?
Yeah.
So I might need to sit with anger and figure out what anger is trying to tell me.
Exactly.
A bit like what you did with Egypt, and then working by sitting with that, you worked out, actually, I really need to pursue some more understanding in this whole other geographic location. But you only did that because you sat with the feeling that rose in you. So if you were to sit with, if someone's feeling angry about what's going on in the world, I actually get excited when anger's present, because it means I'm progressed.
Yes.
If I'm not down around shame and guilt and depression,
yes.
I've actually got a bit of traction by the time I'm angry about something.
That's it.
It means that I'm willing to stand up for, within my own means,
yes.
what I can do to make myself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So say the global thing is really annoying me. What can I do in my life, my reality, that's going to help me feel more comfortable about what's going on out there? Because the reality of it is I'm not a politician.
No.
I'm not somebody who's going to be making the decisions about whether we're going to war or not. Mm-hmm. But I am in charge of if I'm walking around in a really bad mood every day because of what's going on out there, which is beyond my actual energetic control.
Exactly.
Now, while I am in that angry phase, I am energetically feeding that timeline that is happening in. And by ignoring my contribution to that, by coming to peace. So what it might look like is, okay, so I'm really unhappy with the state of the way the world is going. It's bringing up anger in me. If I sit with that anger, at the moment, what it might be sharing with me is I might need to change where I'm living.
Yeah.
Maybe I might be living in the middle of the Gaza Strip right now and I'm really angry, and maybe I need to change my...
Yes.
where I live, right? But the reality is I'm not living there. I'm living in Australia. So, okay, if I'm angry about where I'm living in Australia right now, maybe I need to change states. Maybe I need to vote differently.
That's it.
Maybe I need to send a letter to somebody. Maybe I need to start talking to my community and seeing if anybody else is feeling a similar way to how I am. Whatever it is, gaining knowledge about what's true for you is probably the most important step first, because just barking that everyone needs to do something different so I can feel better is not going to change anything from my experience.
And I think for me, I am responsible for my energy.
Yes, me too.
I am 100% responsible for my energy. So if my energy is off, that's what I'm putting out into the world.
And that contributes to the collective consciousness that is giving fuel to some of this bad behavior that's happening around the planet, which is where we're in an interesting time right now, because there's more voices sharing different points of view, whereas previously in the past there was only one newspaper that told you what that truth was, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon of that. Now we don't have that. We've got more information. There are voices from all walks of life telling all different truths, which then is really pointing to how important it is for us to find out what we need to do.
And
it's going to make ourselves feel better.
And what actually is true for us.
Yes.
And I think that's more what,
You know, I can't control what somebody, a government on another side of the world is doing. Me getting angry about it is not going to make my day better.
No.
And I'm only going to fuel the negative narrative that is absolutely waiting for a bandwagon for everyone to jump on. Whereas what we could do as a collective is drop into our hearts when we know we're triggered. Take a deep breath.
Yes.
Acknowledge that we're angry and that we do need to change something, but we really need to figure out what we need to change.
Yes.
And it might be, I know in our experience when Ben and I used to live in a really tiny house, the antagonist back then was housing interest rates were huge.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really a great time to think about changing houses. But we were angry. And the thing that when you sat with it, it was, we actually need to change houses.
Mm-hmm.
And although there's all these external forces that are saying that now's not a good time, blah, 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 we walked the path because in our hearts we knew it was the right time.
Exactly.
And it was what was giving our bodies relief, even though externally there's a lot of things that were saying that was not the right thing to do.
Yes.
Because we followed and listened to that. The outcome has been unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, huge.
So there's times and places and it's being prepared to walk
your own path. And I think that's the biggest lesson that we've got for this year is actually discerning our own voice, our own path, our own vibration, and following that.
And what future you want to align to that's going to bring yourself joy.
Exactly.
And that might mean a bit of short-term pain.
Yes.
Because you might have to face some discomfort, some personal truths.
Exactly.
So you might have to realise what your 50% is in a relationship.
Exactly.
And actually sit there and own the fact that you are doing something that might be annoying someone else.
Heaven forbid.
Heaven
Absolutely.
forbid.
But that we are choosing things.
Yes.
Every day we are making choices.
We are. We're creating the reality.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm exhausted.
I thank you so much for coming and being on my podcast.
There you go.
You're exhausted.
We've done it.
Thank you, Becky.
There you go.
We'll
Yes.
I will put an email down there if someone wants a session with you. They can contact you and be a case study perhaps.
Case studies are done.
Oh, are they done? Oh, good. So maybe you're ready to.
I need to do you.
To take on some clients.
I'm ready to do you.
Are you ready to do me?
It is what it is.
Oh, facing the fear.
It is.
I love it.
I think I got a bit caught up in it when, like, if you put a video of going to see someone to have your session with them.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've got their room and they've got their, you know, all the paraphernalia.
Yes.
Of everything. And I go, I am just a massage table in a room. I might scatter some crystals around, but that's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But it's realizing it's not all of this. It's just.
Do you remember where I used to do it?
Oh, yes.
In the middle of my lounge room in my tiny little house.
What it is.
And I would have to stack all the kids' toys into a basket so no one broke their ankle when they came in. Nobody ever complained.
No, and I mean the sessions on your back veranda,
which
trees was, you can't beat it. And but that's what I had to remind myself, going, it's not all the bells and whistles, because I think I read that when you said you were going to go and do a house clearing for someone. It's like, you know, to help the other people feel better, turn up with some sage, turn up with a bell, turn up with this, turn up with that, for the paraphernalia so they can.
I remember being like that in the beginning, and it was
and it is
unhelpful for me.
I don't feel authentic when if I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah.
So I can't argue with that.
No.
I'm at that point.
But you can facilitate. Well, you are now facilitating sessions for people if they're willing and they feel called to come and work with you. Because I mean, Becky's got years of wisdom now. She doesn't ever. She's very humble about this. Absolutely. But you know, lived, known, felt life experience with Reiki, and she's very embodied in her practices, and her sessions are. But potent.
Knowing where I started as a body on a table,
yes, the
sessions that I was having then versus a session I would have now,
yes,
is worlds apart.
Worlds apart.
Worlds apart. So, you know, the more you do, the more you practice, the more your body's like, oh, okay, we're on the table. Here, I'll just give you up.
Yes.
Give up everything.
Yeah. Because you know it feels better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
On the other side.
There might be tears and there might be snot and there might be all those things.
Oh, I love tears and snot.
Absolutely. I'm like, you go there. Feel it.
Yes.
Negative feelings are just feelings.
Yeah.
Please go there. You know, but even people who are coming to me from where they first started on a session, not knowing what is going on, to now having a bit of an idea and allowing themselves to open up.
Yeah.
Allowing them to go beyond happy and sad.
Yes.
Or allowing them to go, well, I've got a pain in my foot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when I ask you to go into that, then they're able to go into it.
Yeah.
Because they've suddenly gone, oh, I can do this.
Yes.
So,
yes, if you want a session with Becky, she's
please
taking appointments.
Yes,
get in contact, and I want to thank you for coming on my podcast, or our podcast. It's a community podcast.
It is pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. All right. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Next week, we speak with Janika Galloway, psychic medium and clinical hypnotherapist. If you enjoy this podcast, remember to like and subscribe and share it with someone that you think would benefit from this. Follow us on Spotify and all the podcasting apps that you may listen to your favourite podcasts through. The more we share these podcasts, the further the messages of the stories of awakening are spread. It's happening all over the world now. People are awakening, and it's an exciting time to be alive. The content found within these podcasts are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Nothing on this website is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any physical or medical conditions. If you have any physical or medical conditions, you should seek the advice of your medical professional immediately. These podcasts have a meditative effect, so please never drive a vehicle while listening to Guided Meditation Podcast.